Hello yogis, Alex here, and thank you so much for joining me for a class today where we will focus on the low back, hips, and pelvis. Let's begin today on our back. So please lie all the way down onto the spine. Go ahead and hug the knees into the chest and gently rock side to side, massaging the low back. Becoming aware of any sensations, tensions, and letting them go with the exhalation. And now come all the way back to neutral. Release the legs, plant the feet onto the mat a comfortable distance. And then I want you to just place the hand on the belly and the hand on the heart, and we're going to inhale and fill the belly. Expand through the rib cage. And lastly, allow the chest to inflate. And then reverse that. Exhale, depress the chest. Allow the ribs to come together. And gently use the abdominal muscles to squeeze out the exhalation. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, and belly. And then allow the breath to just come to a natural inhale and exhale. Try to keep this natural rhythm throughout the entire practice today, but anytime you find yourself holding your breath or there's tension in the body, allow yourself to deepen the inhales and exhales through the nose. And bring your focus back onto the breath. The first movement we're going to do today is exhale and press the low back into the mat, posteriorly tilting the pelvis. Inhale and allow the pelvis to come back to neutral. Exhale, press the low back into the mat, posteriorly tipping the pelvis. Inhale and bring it back to neutral. Let's do it 2 more times. And last one. Bring the pelvis back to neutral and gently rock the pelvis side to side. Come all the way back to neutral. Exhale, posteriorly tip the pelvis. Draw the belly button in towards the spine. Pull the ribs down. And then exhale, roll the head and neck up off of the mat, coming into a hollow abdominal shape. Exhale and release all the way back down. And we're going to do this movement 2 more times. Posteriorly tip the pelvis. Engage the abdominals. Ribs come down, lift the head and neck. Arms can hover about 6 inches above the mat for 3, 2, 1. Exhale and relax. Last one, posteriorly tip the pelvis. Pull the belly button towards the spine, ribs come in and down. Roll the head and neck up off, lift the arms 6 inches off of the mat and hold for 3, 2, 1, and roll all the way back down. Great. You can keep the feet flat onto the floor, or moving on to the next progression, you're going to bring your feet about to a tabletop position. So shins and calves are parallel to the ground. And if you would like, you can add a block in between the thighs to get some adduction. I feel like when I adduct, it helps me to engage my core a little bit more. So I'm going to adduct the block, bring my feet to tabletop position. Exhale, posteriorly tip, belly button towards the spine, rib cage draws in and down. Lift up, hold for 3, 2, 1. Exhale and lower back down. 2 more. Squeeze the block, posteriorly tilt the pelvis, pull the belly button towards the spine, rib cage comes in and down, lift up, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, lower all the way back down. And we have our final set this way. Squeeze the block, posteriorly tilt the pelvis, belly button draws in and down, ribs pull together as you roll up for 3, 2, 1. Exhale, roll all the way back down. Go ahead and remove that block. And we're just going to add one more level to this to get to the obliques. So we're going to add a rotation. Interlace the fingers behind the head or neck. Oh, I guess you could have added the block if you wanted to, if you like that adduction. I'll add it. It's a good one. Posteriorly tip the pelvis, pull the belly button towards the spine, ribs draw in and down as you roll up, and now rotate towards the right. We're here for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, come back to center, and relax all the way down. And then to the left. So posterior tip the pelvis, adduct, draw the navel towards the spine, rib cage comes down as you lift the head and neck up off of the mat and rotate to the left. And we're here for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, roll all the way back down. 2 more times. Exhale, roll it up and rotate. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, lower all the way back down. And then to the left. Exhale, roll it up. Abdominals engaged, rotate to the left. Don't let the pelvis wiggle woggle. The pelvis is staying silent. The rotation is coming from the abdominal muscles. 2, 1. Inhale, back to center. Exhale and relax. Last one. Core is engaged. Adduct, lift up, rotate right. 3, 2, 1. Now we'll immediately go to the left. So come back to center. Exhale to the left. Hold 3, 2, 1. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, release it down. Draw the hands down by the sides. And then to get a little bit of a counter action, let's plant the feet hip distance apart. Keep the block if it feels good. And then we're just going to roll up and do a gluteal bridge. So lift the hips up off of the mat. Pretend like someone's drawing the knees towards the toes to create length in the low back. Let's hold here for 3, 2, 1. Lower all the way back down, vertebrae by vertebrae, feeling movement through the spine. 2 more. Exhale, roll it up. So you're activating the hamstrings and the glutes by lifting the hips. Maybe you're squeezing the block, adding that adduction. And we're here for 3, 2, 1. Exhale, lower all the way back down. Last one. Lift the hips, squeeze the block. Try to keep the stress out of the neck. The weight is in the shoulders and the arms and the feet. Holding here for 3, 2, 1. Exhale and lower all the way back down. Remove the block. Hug the knees into the chest. And we'll rock up to a seated posture. From the seated posture, I'd like for you to extend your legs long. Flex the feet. Stay strong and long in the spine. Interlace the fingers behind the head and neck. And then exhale, we're going to roll down. So point the elbows forward and roll down as if you're rolling down off of a wall to stretch the entire posterior chain. Pause where you feel tension and discomfort. Continue to breathe, and as you feel a release, continue to roll down. And just as slowly as you roll down, roll all the way back up. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead, big stretch. And we'll do it one more time, but this time I want you to switch which pointer finger is on top. So you're changing the way that you're interlacing the hands behind the head and neck. Exhale, roll it down. And just as slowly as you roll down, roll all the way back up. Raise the arms up overhead, big stretch. Exhale, release the hands. Try to stay as long as you can in the back as you reach forward for the toes. Now, if you can't reach the toes, that's okay. Add a towel or a blanket or a strap or a belt, something that you can make the hand-foot connection. Try to stay as long in the spine as you can and hold here. Inhale, come all the way back up. Now we're going to do one leg at a time. Go ahead and draw that right foot in towards either the knee, the thigh, the groin, coming into Janu Sirsasana A. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, once again, reach forward for those toes, trying to stay nice and long in the spine. Inhale, look up. Exhale and release, and then we'll switch sides. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, reach forward towards those toes. Try to keep the spine nice and long. And one side might be a little tighter than the other, and that's okay. And we're staying pretty stagnant today, but if you want to like wiggle around and breathe and move, whatever feels best for your body. And then inhale, come all the way back up. Exhale, release. And now we're going to bring the bottoms of both feet together, coming into bound angle pose. Sometimes it's called butterfly pose, and we're going to add a little bit of proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation here, or if you're in the DO world, muscle energy. We'll start with the left side. I want you to take the left hand onto the left thigh, and I want you to try to bring the knee towards the torso as you actively press down with that left hand. And then maybe you can lower a little bit more. Keep pressing. 2, 1. Relax the leg, but gently press down with the arm. And now we'll do the right side. Taking the right hand to the right thigh, adduct. So we're bringing the knee in towards the midline as we're pressing down with the hand for 3, 2, 1. Stop pressing with the leg, but continue to press with the hand and gently press down. And now we'll do both at the same time. So you can hold on to the bottoms of the feet or bring the fingers around the big toes, and the elbows will go down onto the thighs. Adduct as you press the elbows into the thighs for 3, 2, 1. A gentle press with the elbows, relax the legs, and then we'll adduct again. So squeeze it in for 3, 2, 1. Relax the legs. Maybe go a little bit deeper. Last time. Squeeze it in, squeeze it up. 3, 2, 1. Exhale, relax, and this time just hold the pose. So bring the hands wherever they feel comfortable and just try to come as far forward as feels appropriate for your body. Try to keep a straight spine this first round. And then inhale, come all the way back up to the top. And this time exhale, round the spine and roll down. And then roll it all the way back up. Go ahead and extend both legs. Give a little wiggle wiggle. And we're going to continue into some hip stretches. So the first hip stretch that we're going to do is just going to be seated, like figure 4 stretch. So I want you to keep the right leg extended, the left knee is going to bend and be placed right onto the foot. If you need support for the knee, you can always take a block and support that left knee. Stay here if it feels good, or exhale and fold. And then inhale, come all the way back to the top. We're going to remove the block and then slide the left knee on top of the right, bringing the right foot slightly over. So we're like in a half Gomukhasana or Ardha Gomukhasana pose, and then exhale and fold forward. And then inhale, come all the way back up. Only if the knees and the hips feel comfortable, you're going to tuck this bottom leg in, coming into Gomukhasana. Now you can stay just like this and fold forward, or if it feels good for the shoulders, you can take the bind where you reach one arm up and back, and then internally rotate with the bottom arm and try to clasp the hands behind the spine. And you can either stay high or you can hinge forward. Inhale, come all the way back up. Exhale and release. And then we're going to switch sides. So go ahead and undo, stretch out both legs, gentle wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. This time that left or the right foot is going to come onto the left thigh. Feel free to add that block for support on the knee if you need to. Exhale, forward fold. And one side might be tighter than the other, and that's totally okay. No judgment, just awareness. Inhale and come all the way up. Remove the block, stack the knees, and forward fold. Inhale, come all the way back up. Only if it feels okay for the knees, we'll come into the full Gomukhasana pose. I have really tight hips, so this is hard for me. Inhale, lift. Maybe you fold forward here. Maybe you go ahead and switch which hand is on top, but take that bind and forward fold. Inhale, come all the way back up to the top. Exhale, go ahead and release the hands, release the legs, and we're going to come to a tabletop position. So hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. For some cat-cow, exhale, press the spine to the ceiling, relax the head and neck. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, cat pose. Inhale, cow pose. And continue to do this as many times as feels good for you. And then come back to a seated posture. And that concludes our practice today. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to see you again next time. Namaste.